I don't know what to tell you, but this movie was fantastic.
Thank
Even
you.
better than the book, in my opinion. And
Thank you.
I wanted to know, why did you connect with this so well? Because you did such a beautiful job directing it.
I connected to it because I sort of turned to it in my personal life. You know, I had been through a really terrible breakup, and I went into a bookstore the day that was being unpacked. So I felt that it was this magical thing that came into my life. And, you know, I read it, and it got me through this period of my life, and then I reread it again just as a fan. And then I got a call from Julia's agent saying, I hear that you love this book and you keep giving it to famous actresses, which is true. Would you be interested in doing it with her? So I felt strange, like, wait, I don't have to audition. It's just sort of plopped in my lap. But I had a lot of love and respect for Liz Gilbert and a lot of love and respect for the book. And also, I know what it did for me as a person, so I took extra care with it,
And I was telling Julie, I think this is one of her best performances in years because she's just grown up and
right?
she's mature and she's got that family and she just
hmm
glows on screen. Did you see that from day one when you started to work with her?
Well, I'm a huge fan of Julia Roberts, and for me to be able to help design Julia Roberts' makeup and hair and clothing was a treat. You know, I wanted to show the world my affection for Julia Roberts and how I see her. So I got to do that. But yeah, I think, you know, look, she's been a star since she was 17. We've all kind of grown up and with Julia Roberts, and I liked this role for her because it kind of was a culmination of everything that, you know, she's done. And this is, you're right when you say she's like a full mature woman now, and this role gets to show that off. And she hasn't been in every scene like this since Erin Brockovich, and I think this is the Julia that people really want to see, you know.
Yeah, I so agree with you. Did you ever have an experience that helped you find yourself and help you connect better with people in your life?
I don't know. Whenever I talk to, you know, young kids who are coming up who want to be in screenwriting, I always say don't be afraid of failing because through the failure you get the reward. And I think that's true. I've had a lot of big crushing personal career failures in my life, and when I'm going through them, I'm like devastated. But then I pause and remember that I learn lessons in there that help inform, hopefully, victories to come. That's always been true in my life.
Yeah, I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Glee because it really is one of the best shows, and especially me just being a Broadway geek and how you have brought music to so many people. It's
Mm,
phenomenal. Your casting, brilliant. Was
thank
there
you.
anybody who you cast in this show that just after the first season you went, whoa, you really blew me away. I didn't expect that from you.
Well, I think the one that really surprised me the most, who has really grown the most in the show, is Chris Colfer, who plays Kurt, who's been nominated for Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy. Just because, you know, he came into an audition, he had done nothing. He drove himself from Northern California to the audition. He came in and he sang Mr. Cellophane from Chicago, and he was so unusual and his talent was so specific that I was like, well, I got to write something for that kid. So I wrote a role for him. And, you know, every time he knocks it out of the park, and I think that he's become this little iconic thing. I'm so proud of him. I feel like a papa figure, but he's the one that I feel, you know, good on you because you had no experience and you've sort of blossomed into this wonderful actor.
Yeah, you gave a lot of little nuggets at Comic Con about stuff that's coming up, like the Rocky
Too
Horror
many. I
thing.
gave too many
I think I
nuggets
agree with
away.
you. I agree with you, but doesn't matter. But the Rocky Horror episode, you totally need to do that.
Yeah, we're working on that right now. I'm going to direct the Rocky Horror episode because when I was a kid, I was obsessed with that movie. I would go and the cast though is terrified because the boys are all convinced that I'm going to make them put on the gold lame briefs, and they've all gone on crash diets and started working out with trainers because I won't tell them who it's going to be.
Corey Monteith, you've got to do it with our Canadian. Come on.
He's the one who's scared the most. Are you kidding? Corey is the king of craft service, and uh, he's uh, he's nervous that he's going to be that. But I'm not going to tell them until the script comes out because I like that they're sweating it out.
Good on you. Well, like I say, congratulations on everything and all the Emmy nominations.
Thank you.
Best of luck to that. And this movie is brilliant. It really done a wonderful job with it.
Thank you. You're
Thank you so
kind.
much.
Thanks. I'm
Such
glad
a
you
pleasure
enjoyed
to
it.
meet you, really, honestly.